Hi, now I don't know if you're like me, but I've always had this kind of fantasy that I wanted to visit one of those deserted beaches in somewhere like Australia, where the perfect white sand and the perfect blue sea, um, and the perfect blue sky, uninterrupted, no, not even any vegetation. It's quite barren, isn't it? It's quite a barren kind of scene in some ways, but so beautiful. White sand, blue sea, blue sky, waves, quite big waves, nothing too violent, but this kind of feeling, the sound of the ocean as well, this feeling of being in a place like that, it seems like the perfect meditation to me. It seems like, I don't know why, a place of transcendence where everything meets, place of perfect balance. And I thought I'd do an improvisation sort of based on this this idea. I often do improvisations like this, so this might be one of others that I might do in the future, where I tell the story not of the beach itself, but not descriptive. Music isn't really descriptive. It describes our inner feelings. So a story of the feelings of being in that sort of place. And I'm going to sort of use very simple language, musical language, to tell this story. So first of all, there's the groove. I'm going to do a very stretchy, slow common time, just very, very simple groove. I want the whole thing, as I say, to be very simple. I'm only going to use two harmonic blocks, like two chords, but I call them blocks because they're all over the keys, and they're physical things that I know. That's why I call them blocks. So two blocks, C and D, and I suppose a third block, the sort of container block to give auxiliary notes, and that's the diatonic block, 7-note block of 1 sharp. So people often think in keys. The tonal center for the first part of the improvisation, I'm going to make C. So obviously you're going to think of C perhaps conventionally as, Ionian mode, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, very bright, very stable, but this is in 1 sharp. It's not 0 sharps and flats. So C, being the home block, the tonal center, is going to give it a very Lydian feel. So that's kind of more feminine. It's more mysterious. It's a darker feel, that Lydian feel. At some point during the improvisation, I'm going to let the blocks kind of collide together. So as I say, it'll start off where C is definitely home. D, the other block, will feel away. And C is home. So you see it's got this kind of slightly dark, mysterious quality that Lydian has. And then, as I say, I'm going to kind of collide them. I mean, you can almost put them together into one coloristic harmony. Very, very impressionistic. So that colliding, I'm going to sort of make that feel like we lose a sense of the tonal center. It becomes ambiguous. And then I'm going to settle on D being the home block, the tonal center. So D is home. And C is away. Because D is home. So it's interesting stuff. I always feel tonality in this way, that, obviously the tonality here is going to be very simple, but through the storytelling, which is more a rhythmic thing, it's the groove, as I always say, groove is story. Through the storytelling, I can affect the tonality and create this kind of interesting interplay between these two blocks within the diatonic block. And I think in a way when C is home, it sort of, or C generally sort of represents the ocean and D perhaps represents the land. When C is home, it's like perhaps the story could be that I'm in the ocean and I feel at one with the ocean and the waves feel beautiful, and occasionally touch the bottom with my feet to just feel that security of solid ground. So you hear D, but then back home into the waves and the reassuring motion of the ocean. But then perhaps a big wave comes. This could be the story. A big wave comes and I'm like, oh, that was a bit scary. I get a bit knocked off my feet. And then I start craving solid ground. So D becomes home, and eventually back on the beach, back on dry land, and D is home. So this is the story I'm going to tell through the music, using these two harmonic blocks inside the diatonic block of 1 sharp. And I'll just say one more thing, and that is that I'm keeping it simple, but I'm going to use the full range of the keyboard. Even if I wasn't using the full range of the keyboard, even if I was only using a small amount, I'm sort of obsessed with sound, with sonority. I want the sonority to, I don't know, like envelop me. I kind of bathe in it, a bit like in the ocean. I feel that the sound can be an immersive, the sonority can be an immersive experience when I'm playing. It kind of has to be, even if it's really delicate and, you know, just a small amount of keyboard. But in this improvisation, I'm going to really try and create a sort of tone bath by using the full range. So here we go.